Cowabunga! So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is the latest film of the TMNT franchise, and it's also a brand new animated film in which, as y'all can imagine, we follow the Turtles as they work to earn the love of New York City while also battling an army of mutants. Growing up as a kid, I actually really never saw the TMNT cartoons. I never saw anything of TMNT, whether it was the comics, the games, the shows, or anything like that. Growing up as a kid, I was watching things like SpongeBob SquarePants, Ren and Stimpy, also Avatar The Last Airbender, Rocko's Modern Life, Doug, Cat Dog, Hey Arnold. Those were all the shows I watched growing up. TMNT was never really a thing that I watched growing up in my household, although growing up into my teenage years, I was a bit more exposed to TMNT and I saw how cool they were, but I never really had those arguments with my friends like I know a lot of people did as to which Purrs is which turtle. I was walking to this movie as essentially the most casual, and I mean the most casual TMNT fan. To be completely honest, this was a movie that I didn't really have the highest expectations for. I wanted this movie going like, you know what? If I like it, cool. If I don't like it, it's cool. It's a movie that I'm just here to go see. And guys, I am so happy to say that I really enjoyed TMNT Mutant Mayhem a lot more than I thought. This was such a fun and enjoyable for the entire family. I have to talk about the animation because the animation style here is so darn cool. And honest to God, my favorite thing about this animation is knowing that, I mean, it's very clear. I mean, if you cannot tell the inspiration from Into the Spider-Verse, watch Into the Spider-Verse, then watch this movie because the inspiration for that film is very clear. The thing I loved the most about the animation is that they took what that film did in terms of animation and they made it their own, and essentially what they made this film look like was essentially a film in terms of its animation style, something that was drawn by teenagers, so it's trying to break out into the graphic world or comic book world out there, and this is such a unique look. How the lighting looked when the rays coming out or the explosions, the character designs, especially the turtles of the mutants of New York City. This was such an awesome look that I guarantee if this comes out in 4K, this is going to look so darn good in the format. Something else that I must praise is the voice cast, in particular, the main four leads. As far as when I looked this up, that all the actors, the TMNT Turtles, are actually teenagers. All four of the actors of the Turtles, they had great chemistry together. I love the jokes around, the quips, the banter, the back and forth, the way how they would jokingly insult each other like brothers. The voice cast of the mutants, especially Ice Cube as Superfly. Ice Cube absolutely crushed it in this film. Also, Jackie Chan as Splinter. Jackie Chan was awesome in this movie. Ayo Edebiri. I am so sorry if I butchered her name, but she did such a great job of voicing April O'Neil. Something else that I want to talk about is the storytelling and the overall theme of TMNT Mutant Mayhem. Like I mentioned to you guys earlier, I am a very casual fan of TMNT. I'm not a very hardcore fan. So when it comes down to the lore of TMNT, I don't know everything about the lore. So considering I'm a very casual TMNT fan, I actually do think that this movie can be a great gateway into the TMNT lore for newcomers. The writing does such a great job of introducing newcomers to TMNT lore, but I also really do think that hardcore fans will enjoy this movie too. One of the things that I absolutely about this movie in terms of the themes is the theme of acceptance, whether it's your family, of your dad, or of how people see you. There was actually a particular scene in this movie in which the theme very much comes into play, and I was just going like, "Aw, that's really sweet." The action in this movie is so much fun. It's thrilling. In particular, there's a scene where the Turtles are in a garage, and this scene was so much fun. Going on to the musical score, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross composed the music. Holy crap, and no wonder the music was so freaking good. Seriously, their score in this movie is absolutely terrific. Do I have my issues with this movie? I do. When it comes to the cast of villains, TMNT Mutant Mayhem has a lot of villains. And I mean, it has a lot of villains. And personally, Do I think this movie needed as many villains as I needed? Personally, no, but that's just more of a nitpick on my end. There is a particular villain in this movie that I didn't even realize was voiced by a particular actor, and I just wish this person got a bit more time for recording. That's just all I'm going to say about that. There is a particular part of this movie where things kind of go awry, and there is a part of this movie where I was expecting a little bit more of a development on my end, and I personally feel like that this part was a bit rushed and like there was just not enough time. The humor, really quick, I actually thought worked well for the most part. There were some jokes that I laughed really hard at, and there were some jokes that I definitely think that kids will especially love, but there are a couple of jokes that I felt like fell pretty flat on their face, but that's pretty much it. Overall, I thought that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem was another big surprise. It's a fun movie, it's a very thrilling movie, it's an exciting movie, and I definitely think that of all the TMNT movies that I have seen, it is easily the best one. But most importantly, not only is this movie good for casual TMNT fans, it's a good movie for hardcore fans of TMNT, but it's also a good film for those who have never seen TMNT. All in all, I'm gonna give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem a 3.5 out of 5. This is just an overall a really good time at the movie theaters. Whether you're a fan or you're a non-fan of TMNT, to this movie out, it is a really good time. So comment down below and let me know. Have you guys seen TMNT Mutant Mayhem? What did you all think of it? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links in the usernames are in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for my latest review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click it right there or right there. And of course, when my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.